Ready, roll?
I'm not sure if we're on or not, Dean.
On.
Okay, Dean, we're on. Kick it off, buddy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Super Squash Saturday, and we have a treat for you. Over the next few Saturdays, we're going to have an incredible series of matches between Diego Elias, the number 7 ranked player in the world and Pan Am champion, and squash legend Jonathon Power. These two will be playing hardball squash over the next few Saturdays at 12 noon. And I'm delighted to be joined here by another Canadian squash legend, Graham Riding. Graham, a multiple Canadian champion who reached number 10 in the world. Actually, almost was in the World Open final. Graham, we don't need to talk about that right now, but maybe get into that later. But he's going to join me, and we're really delighted to be asked to do this. It's a very special event. And Graham, I turn to you.
Thanks, Dean. What an honor and pleasure to be part of this Super Squash Saturday. But you got my ranking correct. I appreciate that. But we've been through this countless times. Diego is 6 in the world, not 7. So you're coming out of this a little bit sloppy.
Okay, sorry.
Did you do any homework coming into this?
No, I did. It's 6. He's 6.
You're
He's 6
just
in the world. So.
You're just flying off the seat of your pants here out of the gate.
Okay, well, look, we're just getting into this. It's been a while, okay? So,
it'd be nice to tighten it up going forward. But anyway, it's a real honor to be here, and quite excited. I think we got the players ready to go. I think they've done a bit of a warm-up already, but is Diego there? Can we kick this off with maybe a question with Diego? There he is. How are you, Diego?
Welcome, Diego.
Diego, tell me, what's your hardball squash experience? How many times have you played this version of squash?
Not many. We came up with this idea like a week and a half ago. We always thought that this game was gonna help me in my softball game too, because it's really fast. You have to get really low. So we started playing a couple times like 2 months ago, and then this last week we've played every day, preparing for this. He's been playing his whole life, but
yeah,
I'm gonna give him a lesson today.
Yeah, good. Well, it's not. I'm not surprised that Jonathon would pick a competition where he's got a lifetime experience and his competitor has 10 days experience. But I'm sure you're up for the task.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good, and I'm feeling sorry for him.
Well, thank you, Diego. Thank you, Diego. And Jonathon, can we ask you a few questions, if you don't mind, sir?
Most certainly.
Jonathon, I mean, just to sort of go on top of Graham here, I've known you a long time, and you're playing hardball all your life. So you've picked a kid, quite a physical specimen. I mean, he's strong. Let's face it, he's number 6 in the world. He's not number 1 or 2. Never played this game before, really, met a handful of times. So, I mean, let's just cut to the chase here. What is this all about? Where did you come up with this idea to pick some, guy to play hardball with? Is this to revitalize your career, or, what's happening here?
Well, my thought was that we've been competing over the last number of weeks at about every sport that we've been doing. And I've been dominating in most things, so I was just looking for one more sort of thing to pad my stats. And I decided to, I guess, declare myself the quintessential, unequivocal hardball world champion, the king of hardball, so to speak.
Wow.
I crowned myself the king of hardball. Diego wanted to come and get a piece. So
wow, that's
crowned today. I'm putting the title on the line. This was passed down to me from the great Jahangir Khan.
Is that right?
Jahangir passed the crown to me. I've carried the title for the last 30 years, and now I'm putting it up for grabs.
It's funny. I saw those crowns at the dollar store just about a week and a half ago. It looks very, very similar.
Well, Jahangir's a very cheap guy.
Oh, okay, great. Well, Jonathan, you're a very entertaining guy. We look forward to this match. Graham and I have got a side bet. We hope you make it through, no injuries or anything like that. So good luck, and let's start this battle.
Thanks.
Well, I got to say, Dean, it looks like he's here we've got a clip of Diego winning the Pan Am Games in 2019. This is the last point. He's playing against Miguel Rodriguez.
Good for him.
Apparently, he was the first Peruvian of that event to win a gold medal. So this was Peru celebrating their first gold medal of the event. Needless to say, he's a bit of a household name. In Lima.
That's incredible. Look at the crowd. Just jubilant.
So Dean, as big as you are in Pickering, Ontario, Diego is leagues above that in Peru.
Well, I'd like to say Durham region, Graham. I'd like to, I'd say sort of Pickering to Orono would be my sort of area.
I definitely think I'm better than all the other players. If I'm fit, I beat everybody.
You can beat anybody at any given time, and I guess that's true. As we see some highlights here of some of his matches over the years around the world. Quite a showman, as we know, Graham. I mean, you've been on the end of these matches many times. Oh, the racket toss.
I've seen a couple of those.
Yeah. Wow.
This is him winning the World Championship. It's a good clip.
And Graham, that little clip there they showed of him with the ankle twist. So, we've known him to sort of not finish some matches over the years. I see his quick racket work there with Mike Way as coach on the far left. What are the odds of him finishing this match, Graham? What do you on a scale, call it 1 to 10, 10 being he will, 1 being he's going to come up lame with a hammy injury or a hand spasm or something to that nature. Sure, yeah. What
hand
think?
spasm?
Yeah.
It's not a lot that this match is finished. He's not a young man. He's developed a nice little gut. Having said that, he has lost some weight in the last few weeks, clearly, and I would think if there was ever a time for him to finish a match, it would be when he's putting his hardball crown on the line, self-declared hardball crown. So I'm gonna give him like a 9 out of 10 that he finishes, but there's always a chance that he pulls up with a hammy or something.
Wow. Okay. Well, looks like these guys look like they're ready to go here. I'm really looking forward to this. Power with the black shorts with a white stripe, and high black German tourist socks, and then serving.
Signature headband from that headband has played a lot of matches.
And here we go. Could we get a scoreboard? We are ready to start. Power to serve. Love all. Best of 5. Starts with a hard serve there. Ooh. First 10 from Power. 1 love. Diego.
Uncharacteristic. Now, Dean, something we should let people know here. In contrast to traditional squash, they're playing with 2 serves. So there is if there is a fault, they still get another crack at it, and that's just so they can be a little more aggressive with the serve and hardball. It can really be a weapon.
Absolutely, and if you see in hardball, that hard serve is really a weapon in this game, unlike softball. Ball travels much faster as you see them trading shots down the wall. Now, Graham, what would you say is the winning shot in this game versus the softball game?
This is a very fast game.
Oh, what a shot by Power there!
Quick hands, quick feet. Really, that low drive, what the Americans call a low rail. Really getting it to die into the second bounce into the back wall nick. That's the winner in this game. You can see they're really trying to measure that length. You don't want to overhit it. It's a short swing. That's what Diego will have to learn.
Power is looking pretty good so far as Diego capitalized on a mistake there. 2-all. Diego serving from the right side. Another hard serve. Quick hands by Power.
Wow.
And that's what got him both some wins and some early shoplifting in his youth.
Maybe 45, but he's still got the hands.
He certainly does. 3-2, Power serve. And Graham, the Black Sox, can we talk about that? I mean, I know there's a compression element to it. But is it worth it? It doesn't look that great, in my opinion.
You know, apparently there's a science behind it, but I got to be honest. I'm a little bit cynical. I feel like this is him trying to cover up the lack of, or sorry, not the lack of, but the. A lot of people don't know this, but he's got extremely hairy legs, and it's inconsistent with the amount of body hair he's got everywhere else. So I think this is him. He's trying to cover up the extreme amount of hair that he's got around his ankles.
I got it.
It's a little bit untoward, if you will.
It is. Well, it's a great word as well, untoward. 4-3 right now. Power, just scrambles to get that ball in the back. Players jockeying for the middle of the court.
Now there's the skid boast that's a shot you're not going to see in softball. It's definitely unique to this version of the sport. Can be quite a dangerous shot.
Oh, Gregola Power doesn't think he got it. And what a shot. Great rally from the two. I thought the ball was up.
I did too. I'm not about to question the ethics of
let him battle it out.
Peruvian Puma at this point.
4-all.
Jonathan.
As we see. There we go there. He just got that. See that? Just scraped it up. 4-all. Powers to serve. Another hard serve. Really attacking. Tin by Diego. Much needed. 5-4.
A little bit of an early lead here by the Canadian. There's an interesting serve.
They call that it's named after a city, Graham, the Philadelphia serve, where that ball. Powers asked for a let.
I'm going to say no let there, Dean. Do you agree?
Well, you're the ref, Graham, so Graham's going to say no let. No let.
We have a broken ball.
I'm sorry. We've got a broken ball. In this game, we play a let there. It's 4-all.
That just, Dean, that just shows you how strong and how hard these guys are hitting that ball. We're 9 rallies in. They've already broken a ball.
We're going to play a let on a broken ball. Did you see Power, his grip strength there? He absolutely ripped that ball in half, Graham.
Yeah, no, I don't think people appreciate really the forearm strength that these guys have. But that was a good illustration of really superhuman strength on display.
And Graham, you've traveled, really around the world with Jonathan. From everywhere from Egypt to Toledo, and just let's talk about that. I mean, how was he traveling on the road? Did you enjoy traveling with him? Was he?
You know what? He could get a little bit annoying. To be honest, he doesn't like to read, so he always wanted to talk. And he was one of those guys that would sort of take up the elbow space in the airplane.
Oh yeah,
and frankly, his oral hygiene is not the best. So you're kind of traveling with some halitosis.
Yeah.
But he was a lighthearted guy, so there was it wasn't always bad. But those are some of the highlights that I remember traveling with Jonathan Dean.
Got it. Well, we're back to live action here. 4-all. I mean, the only guy that gets both armrests is the guy in the middle seat, in my opinion. But that's not here nor there.
Yeah. 4-all when you're traveling with Mr. Power.
Nice drop shot by Diego.
Nice answer.
As we go 5-4, I believe. Right side.
I think it's 5-all, Dean, but
5-all. My mistake.
Jeez, you're just not getting Diego's numbers right today, are you, buddy?
I know. Well, and Graham, you got to say, you look at Diego. No, I mean, Jonathan's looking for. Jonathan's looking for a replay.
We actually can't see that ball, so I'm going to say it was in.
I mean, guys, as they say, play the court.
Yeah, we're going to call them
inside the court. Play inside the court.
Jonathan, we actually couldn't see that ball, so we're going to call it in.
Yeah, we're not Jonathan, we're not spinning for anything. Jonathan, stop it. Stop it. Okay, look at me and stop it. 6-5. I mean, we're lucky we're doing this isolation. I want to get out there and talk to him right now. That's just unacceptable.
Put some sense into him. Well, you are a father, Dean. So
there we go. Oh, right. Just Diego scraping that up.
No.
And Power with a great hold and a flick cross court as we see his walk to the front.
How many times have we seen this, Dean?
Little hold and flick.
Jonathan gets a little heated, a little fired up from a little controversy, and responds with
he called his ball down. Very uncharacteristic.
Jeez.
7-6.
Maybe he's mellowing out with age.
Well. Then Diego chooses the lob serve, which is actually worked out in his favor. 8-6.
Mr. Power a little rattled here, Dean.
Yeah. Another skid boast there. Yeah. Oh, there's a point for Power.
Well, we got to give him a stroke.
Yep. We have to there, unfortunately. 8-7. As you see there, Diego. Getting caught in the middle. And Jonathan, as we look at Diego here, he's quite a physical specimen, and you got to think, if you see Power, what a shot by Power.
It was down, unfortunately, yeah.
And we got 9-7, I believe.
Well, certainly, this is a young guy. He's 22 years old. He's clearly in great shape, able to cover the court. You've got to think that he's going to try to somehow turn this into an athletic, physical endeavor and see if Jonathan can respond.
And I believe, guys, I need some help here. I think it's 10-8 here. Correct? Game ball.
Taking his
I was going to say, you just think if this kid had grown up in North America, Graham, I mean, you got to think that he's going to be playing, at least second line on a pretty good high school football team, right?
Sure. Power forward, perhaps?
Yeah. Stroke to Power. 9-10. As you see Diego get trapped here. Power ready to hit the ball. We got a pretty good opening game here. Very even. 9-10 Power drop shot. Flick to the back from Diego. A lot of balls coming off the back wall with the pace of this hard ball. Great volley by Power.
This rally has it all, Dean.
And now they return to looking for an opening. Ball between the legs there. Power gets out of the way. And you see the ball traveling at huge speeds, Graham. I mean, this ball's traveling upwards 100 miles an hour off the rackets. Great get by Diego. And Power with a huge cross court. And we are...
finish.
There's first game to Power.
Oh, controversy already. Diego thinks the ball was down.
I mean, that ball was hit so hard, Graham, I can't really... You see it there, a hard cross court. And Jonathan Power takes the first game, 11-10. And Graham, your thoughts?
Actually, Diego took the first game, 11-9.
It was 11-9. I'm sorry.
Ball was down.
It was down.
And Jonathan clearly watched the replay and is accepting the result.
Okay, well, we got an overturn. And Diego, I guess that ball hits a 10. It's in front of Power. And Power, you see, tries to pretend it was up.
A little bit of showmanship there, Dean.
He fooled me, Graham. He fooled me. Wow.
Well, he did not fool
thoughts?
me. I've seen that. Well, I've seen that before. I've seen John, try to turn a situation into his favor, and it takes a while. It takes a bit to get past me. I've seen too many of those Jonathan Power movies, and the Latin Assassin is up 1-0 here, Dean. This is
1-0 for the young Peruvian. And Graham, I hate to keep digging here, but I want to understand your friendship with Jonathan more. So, you travel with him. You're not able to talk much. You enjoying yourself, or talk to me a little bit about that if you could.
In all seriousness, Dean, we had so much fun. Certainly at the beginning when we first hit the tour together. We're 1 year apart, and We did not. We took the squash seriously, but as soon as we were off the court, it was very little that we took seriously, and we had a lot of fun at the expense of the other players, I might add. Which
that's good for you. Good for you.
Which, we were definitely precocious, cocky brats when we hit the tour. And, I cringe to this day. I cringe, Dean, the stuff that we did. But you know what? That's life. That's squash.
That is. I mean, making fun of others is what the life's all about, isn't it, Grant?
Yeah, so.
As we start the second game here, Diego to serve. Love all. The tall Peruvian has won the first game. Power. Shortening his swing up already here.
Oh.
Takes the first. One love. Sending
a message out of the gate here that he's not going to let that title go down easily. You really got to think, Dean, that Jonathan really could have used that first game. Like I just don't know what he's got in the tank.
Yeah, the first game critical for Power, but having said that, 2 love. You see Jonathan with a nice flick down the wall. Diego, nowhere to be seen. Oh, and a back wall nick from Diego there.
No apology either.
No apology.
There's
just turns his back.
Out there.
1-2. As the players again go up and down that backhand wall.
So, Dean, you've watched a lot of hardball singles in your day. Does Diego look to you like somebody who has only played the sport for 10 days, or is he, is he looking like some of the greats that you would have known back in the 80s and 90s?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say, he's in the world of, the John Nimick, Ned Edwards, Greg Zaff, the league at the moment, but he's definitely playing well. I mean, he's, great. Little 10 there. I believe 3-2 here. But he's picking this game up quick. There's no question about that. And he's just going to get better, as we know, Graham. I mean, this hardball game was only played really by North Americans, and when the Europeans did decide to come over and play, they really did. Particularly on the doubles scene, they've dominated in the last few years.
Jonathan showing some good deception there, a little hold, even in this game, Dean. Deception and holding that ball, it's highly effective.
4-2 Power.
Dean, let's talk. Just to give the audience a little bit of context here. Let's talk about your career in singles hardball. Can you give us a little bit of color? Like who are you? What have you done? And
well,
what are
Graham,
you perhaps most proud of?
As you know, I don't really need to tell anyone who I am or what I've done, but I will. I was a junior. I was actually, Graham, to be honest with you, 5-2 Power. I was the last 18 and under Canadian junior hardball champion, winning that at Ridley College. And my claim to fame, Graham, is Sharif Khan's last professional match was a loss to a young teenager from Ajax called Dean Brown at the North American Open in around 1991, I believe, in Detroit. Wow. So, look, I've been around a squash court. I've been around this game. I know this game, and that's why I'm here today with you, Grant.
Well, it's a real honor, and for those of you that don't know, Sharif Khan would have been arguably one of the most successful hardball players of all time. So, despite the fact that he was probably early 60s when
around there, I'd say.
It's irrelevant. Really,
he'd be 45 to 70 in that range when I beat him.
Uh-huh.
So,
well, they're just numbers, and that's squash. That's life.
Exactly, Graham. Thank you. Yeah, and I went into that, and then I got absolutely destroyed in the first round by Gary Waite, who you would know.
Yeah,
I got a few points, but
but
4-5.
Quickly put in your place.
There we go. Now going down the forehand a little bit more, I noticed this game. Power's attacking that side more.
Yeah, it's.
I've again lost complete track of the score, Graham, because I'm more interested in our conversation, to be quite honest.
Talking about, your glory days for sure. That's good. That's good content. Oh, is this a little injury brewing here, Dean?
Grant. Here? We got 6-4, I believe.
Stretching out the old Achilles. Let's hope that's gamesmanship and not something serious.
Power. Oh, great. Look at this. Look at this guy, Power. He has got Diego going everywhere here. And Diego's got himself back in the rally, Graham.
Oh, yeah.
All that work. Look at this. Swish, 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 boom.
Some great work by our replay team in the, I was going to say the van, but, clearly we've got somebody in their living room doing some great replay work for us. Is it Trevor or who do we got this
It is.
week?
It's Trevor Johnson. Great guy. He's done a lot of work in some of the the lower end sports. The curling, darts, that kind of thing. These kind of sports.
I think dog shows he's done a fair bit of work.
He has done that dog show in the Massachusetts area. He's definitely one of the best guys in the world in sort of the C-level sports that sort of get put on TV once in a while.
Right.
So here we go. We're
uncharacteristic whiff of the ball from Diego.
I think we're 8. I believe we're 8-4.
Just goes to show we're all human. Even the Peruvian Puma completely missing the ball there.
And Jonathan is really, he's mixing it up a lot more, Graham. There's a lot of up and down that backhand wall the first game.
Some good volley work there. Some great volley work showing, it's not just a game on the ground. There's definitely some work in the air that needs to happen if you're gonna excel at this sport.
Oh, and that's a bit of take that power. You don't think I can hit a hard ball? 5'9". As we see. Oh, Power definitely mixing it up more hard ball shots. Goes for the double boast there, Graham, which is the side wall, front wall. You need tremendous accuracy and power to pull that shot off, of which Power had neither there. 6'9".
I'll tell you what he's not short of is creativity. To decide to hit.
And I'm going to say point there, Graham.
I'm going to say stroke as well.
Stroke as well. Yeah. It's a let point to give Power a 10-6 game ball. As we see the ball skids out. Great racket preparation to sell that let.
Yeah,
it's a stroke.
It's a stroke. And, when I watched that replay, I realized we've made a grave error. We were completely snowed by Mr. Power.
Were we?
But we're not going to retract the call.
Diego, we're going to have to blame our lack of call there on just some, we're on some AV.
Diego, we were absolutely wrong. But we're not going to change the call. But Dean really made the call. He was the one who kind of came out early and made the call.
Anyway, so Power has snowed us once again, and we are 10-6 here. With the high black socks. Oh, and he wins a game, and I've got one of Power's friends texting me right now, the legendary Ty Domi, who played for the Leafs, who is saying, do not count Jonathan out. This guy is a competitor, and as we see, Domi, maybe we should get him in the booth here, Graham. He's called that right, and it is 1-1 here in the Super Squash Saturday. What a great name. Really original.
I gotta say, Mr. Brown, I'm having a blast. I wasn't sure coming into this thing what it was going to feel like, but the quality of squash that we're seeing here is very high. I feel like we're back in the '80s, watching some of the legends of the game go at it here. The anchor commentator is definitely stepped up after a bit of a shaky start with your numbers and
I know. I'm not a numbers guy per se.
But you're finding your groove.
Thank you.
That's for sure. I think we're back in after a bit of a technical, let's call it a technical upgrade.
Yeah, and apparently my mic here was rubbing against my Lacoste tracksuit, which I quite enjoy wearing, quite comfortable. But I think I've made the adjustment. And apologies to fans out there if there was some static over my commentary. But let's just say I hope it's gone away. Graham, we are 1-1 here as Power takes the second game by mixing it up.
It was a nice response.
And there's a hard serve by Power. Almost hits Diego's ass there, but he got out of the way. That was Power. It would have hit it probably.
Nice little replay. Thank you, Trevor.
There we go as Power just misses that. 1-0, Diego. Another hard serve. As we
Behind
see
the back.
Power.
We're going to have to get a replay on that one, Trevor, please, if you could have that one ready for us.
Well, yeah, that was incredible. Look at that little scoop behind the back, the scoop shot, as they call it in the industry.
I'll tell you what, that might be on the
Wow.
on the highlight reel on
That definitely
order.
Cable 10 Sports for sure. 1-1. Power with the lob serve. Little hold and flick to the back. Nice tight ball there. And they call it tight when it's near that wall. Isn't that right, Graham?
Yeah, you really want to make it hard for your opponent to dig the ball off the wall. So the tighter to the wall, the less options they have. You might get an error out of them. And ideally, you want to be standing in the middle of the court, controlling play. Case in point.
Got it. And Graham, your squash, let's talk about that for a little bit as Power wins another point 3-1.
I was wondering when you were going to ask.
Yeah, as a little guy, I mean, not much strength. And, how did you even compete with these guys?
You played right into my small man syndrome perfectly there.
Yeah.
How did I, it was, I've got a tiger's determination.
Yeah.
And I was very well prepared. And I just, I grew up and I got beat up a lot as a kid. I had an older brother and he was brutal to me.
Yeah.
And I was bullied a lot as a kid.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear about that.
But it forced me to just, the world's hard. It's a difficult world out there. And I wasn't going to let these strapping athletic guys, intimidate me. So I said, what am I going to have to do in the background, behind the scenes, to sort of narrow that gap? And it was in the gym, it was on the court, it was in my brain. It was
5-4 Power.
A fair bit of cheating, to be honest. I was not a clean player. I was very dirty.
Yeah,
and all those things, you put them together, and that's where the magic came from, Dean.
I got it. Well, as we see Power take a little lead here at 6-4. So what you're saying is your brother's sort of beating you up. You're constantly getting bullied at school, and maybe not really fitting in life with the boys. You created a world-class athlete. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's a fair recipe. It's tough to replicate, but I certainly. Any parents that were sort of thinking about putting their kids through that path, I certainly wouldn't tell them, don't do it. It is a path. It is a choice that you can put your kids through for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, great, and your top, as we see, Power, I believe 8-4, has taken another commanding lead. In your ranking, you were multiple Canadian champion, were you not? You World Tour, number 10, I believe.
Yeah, did you want me to just say yes to that, or what? What did you want me to...
I was sorry. Let me continue. What would be your best win of your career?
There was a guy, Duncan Stewart, who was a top pro in Canada, and I was 14 years old at the time. He was top. He was a top 12 player in the country. And I beat him in the 9-10 playoff of the Nationals as a 14-year-old, and that win really sticks out because Duncan was no slouch.
Good for you.
So of all the wins, I think I'll probably put that one up there. Yeah.
Good for you. Well, we missed a great rally there, but it was good to hear from Graham and his storied career and his wins, and just how, getting to be a pro athlete is not all champagne and strawberries, Graham. 9-4. And Power again with a little fake, and what a shot by Power.
Trevor's going to have a field day with that one, Browner.
Will he ever? Thank you, Trevor. As you see, Power fake the backhand, fake the forehand, and a little drop shot into the top right-hand corner.
You can't teach that, Dean. That's just, I don't know where that comes from. I don't know how he has any intuition that that's even possible.
And there it is. Third game to Jonathon Power, 11-4, who takes a commanding lead here. As you see the John McEnroe-like headband, the black German tourist socks, and black outfit is dominating this match 2-1.
Now, what do you think we're seeing here? Why has Mr. Power pulled away here? I feel like he's found his rhythm. I feel like his body is probably loosened up. He was 45, so it might take him 10 or 15 minutes to get that old frame going.
Yeah.
And the offense, there's no shortage of offense, Steve. He's capitalizing on his opportunities to use those angles and put some offense into this game here. What are you seeing, Mr. Brown?
Well, I see it as a hardball aficionado, Graham. There are a couple of things here. I think you're right on everything you've said there. But I felt the first game, the way it was being played was very much a softball style. A lot of balls going up and down that backhand wall, a lot of length. And I believe Power has sort of sucked Diego into thinking that's how this game is played. It's not. I think he is now mixing the ball up. He's hitting reverses and roll corners and straight rails, as they're known in the hardball game.
Awesome, but you're doing a terrible job. Dean, are you muted? I'm not seeing you there.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. I can hear you. Yeah.
As we see, Power is leading the match 2-1. And Graham, we got to dig in here. We're having some great chats, but let's focus on this incredible squash as we hit this fourth game. Power with a boast. Loses that point. 1-love, Diego coming in.
Does Jonathan have the stamina here to push this match through to finish it off in 4 games, or is this where the youth and the Diego's stamina is sort of going to come in to be a factor here, Dean? What do you see?
Well, there's a fault there. I think if Jonathan keeps mixing up play here, I mean, the good thing about the hard ball is the fitness is not quite the same level. So I think, this is critical, this game. But Diego off to a 2-love lead. As we see a 3-wall there from the back by Power.
Good recovery from Mr. Power there to get himself out of some trouble.
Mixing it up well. Oh, almost hits Diego there. Oh, Diego with some great gets here. And what a rally. Diego was all over the court there. There's the almost hitting Diego. Goes right through his shirt. Mr. Power, 1-2. In this fourth game, Jonathan up 2-1.
I think Diego might be a little bit winded from that rally, but I'm sure he can recover. It's nothing he hasn't seen before in softball. But needless to say, he did a bit of work there, Dean.
And they're turning up and down that backhand wall. As we see, Power in the front with a drop. Diego countering and just clipping the tin there. Power.
You know what that is, Dean? That's experience. That's 10 days of counter drops as opposed to 35 years of counter drops for Mr. Power in this version of the game.
You absolutely got that right. 2-all. Power claiming the last 2 points after going down 2-love. Power's moving quite well. And good shot by Diego. Cross court that just clips the corner there. If you watch this, Graham, in the replay from Trevor, just dies in that back corner. 3-2. And there we go. Power goes for the double boast and misses it again. He's 0 for 2 on that shot, Graham, but who's counting?
He's getting a little rattled here. I'm sure he'll be able to pull it back, but I feel like he's lost his focus a little bit here, Dean.
Yeah, he has Diego, this relentless pressure. Oh, and a tin by Power.
I'll tell you, we haven't seen a lot of that. There's been very few unforced errors from both players.
Diego, 4-2.
A little bit of fatigue coming in here. Is the
5-2?
5-2. Is the belly a factor right now, Dean?
Well, it certainly could be. I mean, Diego is just relentless in his defense here. Great shot by Power. Oh, almost could have had a let point there, I think. And Diego again gets that ball to the back left. 6-2. And Jonathan getting really upset about something out there. I'm not sure what it is other than being down 6-2.
Trevor's going to give us a...
I'm not sure what the players are.
Wall, he's scooping it.
Jonathan, come on, bud.
You're throwing it like 10 feet, like throwing it like
Jonathan, it's okay. It's okay. So I think we got to just play the ball here, guys. I mean, he just cannot help himself, can he, Graham?
Yeah, it's in his DNA, Dean. He's always he's a military kid. He's emotional. He wears his heart in his sleeve, and that's what we're seeing.
As we see Diego take a commanding lead here. Poor Jonathan, emotionally struggling now. Oh, great hands there by Power, though. The hands are there. The emotions might be frayed a little bit, but
and did I see a little push
reflex
after the volley? Watch this. A little bit of a push here. Is there a little bit of
look
going
at Graham. Graham, you see things as a world-class player I just don't see.
Yeah.
Great call there. Power back, trying to fight his way back into this game. As we see a little flick cross-court. He's got him a few times with that hold. 3-6. Oh, I'm going to say no let there, Graham.
No, I'm going to say let. And I'm the main
Graham,
referee, so overruled. Yes, let.
Yes, let. We're giving you guys a let there, giving Jonathan a let. I think that ball's out of his reach, Graham, and I think you're playing into his emotions, but that's just my call. Play a let. Diego's not happy with the call, but we are playing a let.
His racket was early. He was going to get his racket on it right there.
Graham, is this where you know you're wrong with the call and you're still fighting it a bit, or no? As we see, we're playing a let.
Dean, you don't get to where I've got in life without being stubborn.
That's a fair point. And Diego, again.
Just a little inside out.
Good shot, yeah, good shot. 7-3, I believe. Hard with the lack of this. And Power seems to...
Has he slowed up a little bit here, Dean?
Yeah, he has. I think he's kind of just saving himself for the fifth. If you want my opinion, he's playing a little bit of rope-a-dope here, but still working the ball around the court.
Wonderful magic there, using the full range of the court, getting Diego out of position.
He's got that great little volley there.
Yeah.
Boom. And as we see Power right box fighting back here, 4-8.
5-8. Things have tightened up here, Dean.
Yeah, you see, I mean, it's all fun and games until it's 5-8 in the fourth game.
Nobody giving an inch here. Oh, great length. Measured
But
that one.
Power, who is now sneaking his way back into this game, Graham, 6-8 left side.
He's not going away. He's not going away.
Bouncing the ball, biding his time.
Yeah.
Diego with a great flick.
Caught the top of the tin,
Caught
apparently.
the top of the tin. So we are 7-8 here. Power, that backhand volley that he's won so many points with, just sort of a bit of a stab to push it down the wall, has been very effective, Grant.
Yep, takes it early. Not a lot to it. Just the timing and redirect.
7-8. And there's that quick volley again. Graham, as a referee, what do you say there?
I'm going to say let again. He was quickly on
ball. Left ball. Left ball, Graham.
Almost a stroke, Mr. Power. I would watch yourself there.
Oh, Jesus. So we've got Power not happy with the call, but we're playing a let. We are playing a let. And it's 7-8 Power.
Yeah,
As the players,
getting a little contentious out there, Dean.
it certainly is no love lost on the court. Oh, and a bit of a right into the back there.
Just a little reminder that I'm here and I'm not going anywhere.
That's correct. Diego calling his ball down. 8-all.
Peruvian class coming through.
As Power has climbed his way back into this game and is 3 points away from winning this first match of the series, Graham.
How's Diego going to respond? He really, he had a nice big lead here, and he really hasn't done much in the last few minutes.
And what a great ball there. Power looking for an opening, and Diego has clipped the tin again. And again, experience perhaps playing a role here in this first hardball match for Diego.
He looks
9-8.
a little rattled, trying to do a little too much. He's got to regroup here, Dean. Otherwise, it's going to be a long week.
Certainly is. Having to hang out with Jonathan during the week as well will not be fun for this youngster.
Will not be fun.
Great ball by Diego. A little roll corner, as they call that in the game.
I think we saw a little smirk here. I think there was a little bit of an acknowledgement.
Power realizes. Back to action. Great, almost, yes, clips the nick there. And Power has climbed his way back to a match ball, 10-9. This would be quite something for the veteran of the game, one of the legends, 38-time professional winner. As Diego comes up with the goods, and that's why he's a Pan Am champion, Graham.
Well, both of these players know how to win, Dean, and we're seeing that right now. 1 point at a time.
10-all.
Oh,
And Power has clipped the top of the tin. And Diego has pulled a rabbit out of the hat and has won the fourth game, 11-10.
No.
Power with two match balls.
Win by two. No. We're playing normal scoring. What are you talking about?
11-10. Power, he is as much as this was meant to be some fun.
I think
It's quickly turned into
I think both players realize that
a competitive situation here.
the game is not over. Game ball.
As we start it's not over.
No,
Okay.
it's not over. You got to win by
Well,
two. The rules are on the fly, being made up on the fly. Here.
They certainly are. They certainly are. 11-10. The let ball there.
No, I think that one was laid down. No let, 12-10, Dean.
Power has lost the fourth. 11. Well, what has he lost at, Graham?
12-10.
12-10.
We're going to
And
the fifth, Dean.
we're going into the fifth, and you see Power. You know, the competitiveness, the Johnny McEnroe comes out in him really quickly. Whether it's playing bocce at the cottage to squash. I mean, he is a competitive man. Graham, your thoughts?
Yeah, there's just no such thing as let's just hit some tennis balls for a hit and giggle, or let's hang out at the beach. And
there's Power as he puts his fingers in our face. No respect really for what we're doing here, but that's just squash.
And that's just Mr. Power. This is Super Squash Saturday. It's supposed to be a little contribution back to the squash in the sporting world, some content.
A little fun. Hey, a little fun. Have a little fun, Graham.
And very quickly he just loses perspective, and that's just Mr. Power. But you know what? That's why we all love to watch him, because quite frankly, that's what we want to. We want to see him get rattled. We want to see him lose control. We want to see him throw the racket, say something inappropriate, and have to get Trevor to delete it out after the fact. This is why we're all here. Let's call a spade a spade. Absolutely.
And as he said to me many times, Dean, if you're not cheating, you are not trying. So not a great lesson for the kid listeners out there, but that's how this man competes in life. So Graham, your thoughts for the fifth? What you want to put a little fiver on it?
You know what? I like the fieriness I'm seeing out of Mr. Power right now. He almost came back. He was down 8-3. He almost came back and snuck that one out. He's not happy with how that game ended.
He's not. He's not.
Physically, he looks good. He looks good to me here. I'm going to put my fiver on Mr. Power.
Okay, well, I'll take it. And we are starting the fifth game. Jonathan?
Dean, I can't hear anything.
Pardon me?
I can't hear anything, Dean.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay.
I think Trevor fixed it. Thank you, Trevor. So here we are, 2-all. Diego, cool as a cucumber. Jonathan, feisty as something that starts with F, and off we go.
Here we go. Love all, fifth game here. Now, all joking aside, it's time to focus on this squash. This incredible game of hardball these two are playing.
Let's take this bad boy home, Dean.
Let's take it home. Drive it home, Graham. You're the Cats. One love. Power with a little flick. 1-all. Power from the right. Just seeing that little straight arm. Nice hold. He's been quite effective with that.
It's a short swing, Dean.
Bit of a great get by Power. But Diego scooting up to the front quickly and pushing that ball down the wall. As we see Trevor's replay. Great guy down there. Just had a baby girl actually last week, Graham.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm getting some texts from some fans here. They're asking me what is in the mug this morning. It's coffee, ladies and gentlemen.
It is coffee.
Just for the record, it's a little too early for my G&T, but I just wanted to be alert. I want to be
3-2
on top of this. I'm taking it seriously, so I've got a nice little coffee, a nice little Americano in there.
Good for you. Good for you. Sounds delicious. 3-all in this fifth game. Diego serving. Hard ball down the wall. Power with that quick racket. Calls let very quickly, Graham. Your call.
I'm gonna say no let there. There's very little interference.
Graham has called no let.
There's very little interference there, Mr. Power.
What are you talking
Power
about?
is.
I have to go and play the ball. He's in the way. Look at this.
Yeah, you got to go through and play that one, Mr. Power. There's minimal interference.
The players are having the benefit of seeing replays, which is another odd thing. The call's been made by Mr. Riding.
And you see what's going on there, Dean? He's broken a string. He's tried to create some interference so that he can go out and switch his racket up. That is a wily veteran move.
That is.
But this is not my first rodeo, Dean. I'm not falling for it. No let.
Well, Graham, good for you for sticking to your guns, not being intimidated by your friendship with him and your, his anger and his emotions. And recognizing that, he sees you. He sees the strings broken there. You're right, Graham.
Yeah.
That is exactly what happened there. And Graham Riding, my colleague, is seeing this game from the eyes of a professional player.
You can get a lot past me, but the old call the let when you got the broken string, that one.
Yeah, and I believe we're 3-all, guys. 3-all?
4-3.
4-3.
Thank you, Trevor. Well, he doesn't mind
Great
that
ball
racket,
by
Dean.
Power.
He doesn't mind the new racket, Dean.
As he uses that large bottom of his body to push him out of the way.
Is it just me, Dean, or has the pace picked up? Both these players responding.
Picked up. The ball is flown out of court. And Power has taken his first lead of this fifth game, 5-4.
Got a bit of a technical issue. This is what happens when you're streaming squash with nobody else around the court. You got to go get your own ball.
Yeah, you certainly do. And these
quite like playing in front of the pyramids where there might be thousands of fans willing to go get that ball for you. You got to get your own ball.
You go get your own ball. You do what you got to do. 5-4 Power. Great ball. Great get by Power there. And then Power waiting for an opportunity. And he's hit a nice tight ball.
You got a little
down
fist
that
pump,
wall.
Trevor. Can we get a shot of that fist pump, please? I think the fans would appreciate
6-4. Watch
seeing
this
some
Power.
emotion here.
And just see that little pump right there. We're 7-4. Jonathon Power, fifth game. Game's tied 2-all, obviously. Power thinks he's down. I don't believe it was.
Oh, we're gonna have to play. We're gonna have to play a stroke on that one, Dean. That's definitely a stroke.
And that's a stroke. And I believe Power's on the right side.
He's not.
No?
Not happy. He's not happy.
Okay, we're 5-7. Fifth game.
We're going to play a lead on that one.
We'll play a lead on that one. Power looking for a stroke. But Graham Riding again understands the complexities of this game. 5-7. As we see the players. And Diego.
Learning fast, Dean. He's learning fast. He's really saw the overhead ball and just laying it down and finding his length at an important time in the match.
Critical. 6-7. What a match this is. It is not disappointed, Graham, that's for sure.
It's been a high quality debut for Super Squash Saturday.
And what a shot by Diego. Gets up to the front there with lots of time. Power's ball just sat up a little bit there.
Just misread. 7-all. Get a bit
7-all in the fifth. We are 4 points away from someone winning this match and one of us getting a $5 bill. 7-all. Lob serve. Power. Great match here.
Some good display.
And what a shot by Power. A flick card cross court.
Watch the racket head speed.
There. I mean, that is just pure textbook JP.
How many times have we
7?
How many times have we seen that beautiful back end?
He's really hits the tin there. We are 8-all here.
Is he forcing it, Dean? Is he a little bit tired? Is the heart rate elevated?
I think he sees the calmness of this young Diego Elias.
I'm getting a read here. His heart rate is 195 right now.
Wow, so
That's not safe when you're 45 years old.
let's just hope there's a defibrillator. Oh! Wow, we are more controversy here.
They are in each other's
There's a let
grill.
requested, Graham. I think Graham's Jonathan set up there.
Very dangerous play. We're going to play a let.
We are going to play a let.
In the spirit of Super Squash Saturday, we are going to play a let, but Mr. Power, please refrain from playing that next time.
It is 8-all. Power trying to intimidate Diego. Doesn't look to be sort of taking any of it.
No, I don't think the Latin assassin is backing down here, D.
No, he certainly is not. We are 8-all in this fifth game. Very high quality hardball squash here. Ball traveling very quickly off those rackets. We are 9-8. No, I don't know about that, Graham.
I don't think that's a let. I don't think that's a no
There's a
let.
let requested by Diego. Mr. Riding is saying no let. He's saying no let. The ball was too tight, too good. Graham, you're standing by your call?
Okay.
We're saying no let.
I'm going to stand by the call, even though there was clearly a bit of interference by that large backyard of Mr. Power. But
Yeah,
you got to go play that ball.
You got to play that ball.
You got to go play that ball.
Graham, I'm going to support you in that call. 9-8 Power. As Power explains the rules, one of his sort of tactics on court, just to get in your head a little bit, pretend you. And Diego with a great ball there. We are 9-all in the fifth.
Isn't that how you're supposed to respond, Dean, when you get a bad call?
Just take that, Power.
Let your racket do the talking.
As we see Power 10-9, and we have our first
match ball. Diego going to retrieve the ball. Again, Super Squash Saturday. You go get your own balls.
That's one of the rules of the game. Get your own ball. And we're 10-9. Match ball in this first of a series of matches played every Saturday. 10-9. Diego to serve.
Watch for the foot fault.
Match ball. No, just kept the foot in. Power controlling this rally.
Diego looking a little bit.
And he did a little down ball there, Graham. We have 10-all in the fifth, and who could ask for more here in this first match? And, like some exhibitionists, it appears this is real stuff here, Graham. These guys are playing hard. It's 10-all. We've got a let ball.
That pushing is real, Dean.
Oh, great ball by Power.
No let.
No let. And we have Power. Oh, Diego's requested a let. No let is given. And let's just see. He crushes that ball down the wall. Yeah, that was by him, Graham. That's a great call by you.
That's a winner. That's a hard ball call.
11-10 match ball. Jonathon Power. Oh, and he missed it. You can't believe it as he drops his racket. And Graham, let's face it.
Did he miss
here.
it, Dean? We're going to have to see the replay. Did he miss it?
He just clipped the top.
Did.
And Graham, let's face it, his reaction quite odd because he's 0 for 4 in double bow. So I don't know why he is so.
I'll tell you, it would have been a long week for Diego if Power had made that shot.
Wow, he's 0 for 4 in double bows, 11-all.
Ooh, uncharacteristic mistake.
And now Diego has climbed out in top to have his first, well, not match ball, 12-11 here in the fifth.
Is that his first or is this his second match ball?
I believe it's his second.
Back and forth, back and forth.
It is. Power with a great return to serve. And we
even
are
better block.
12 all in the fifth, Graham. If you can believe it. What a match. Back to action here. Power with a great shot there. Another little fake shot.
Always time for a bit of showmanship from Mr. Power. Just shows how loose he is. 12 all, and he's still comfortable doing the
great rally here. Nice long rally. Oh!
Oh!
Oh, and Power misses is up, but wins it. What a rally that was, Graham. Incredible. Diego had his chance right there with that. Power popped up the drop, but what a get by Power. To go 13-12, the arms are raised, but the match is not over. 13-12. Power pacing around Diego, trying to catch his breath. Both players trying to compose themselves here in this incredible match, Super Squash Saturday. And what's happened with the delay here, Graham? I don't know what really is
there some bleeding going on in the knuckle, perhaps? That needs to be
it could be 13-12 match ball. Let's just watch some great squash.
There it is.
And there it is. Power has taken the first match, 14-12 in the fifth. He is still the self-proclaimed champion of the hardball game.
And the dollar store crown is going to remain in Mr. Power's possession for another week.
Look at him. Drop the racket and hello. Thank you very much.
To the crowning celebration before the interviews. Let the music play. Let the music play.
Jonathan is quite happy. You see, he's changed his tone. He's all happy now. He's won his first match here. He is on his knees, and this is where it gets quite embarrassing, I think, where Diego Graham has to approach Jonathan and actually put the crown on him. Oh, and he throws it at him. Power will not accept that. I believe, Diego, unfortunately, this is what you signed up for. It's part of the contract.
Right.
And Power is waiting.
Nobody said losing was easy, Dean.
No one said. No one said. And here comes Diego. He's really struggling with this He's struggling with this whole process of having to.
With this?
Diego, I mean, look at he can't do it. There it is. And Jonathan Power not only winning the match, but now having to embarrass Diego in front of this world audience. Diego not happy. But Jonathan Power has won the first match. And gentlemen, let's have you guys come off court here. And let's first, guys, can we have a few words? Graham?
Okay, let's ask a few questions. All right.
Jonathan, you had some match balls, you fought hard. And this is all fun, but it was really nice to see both your competitive nature come out again. It's been a few years since we've seen that. Your emotional outbursts, your whining and whinging. It was really nice to see you back at playing the game. Your thoughts?
You guys don't understand the kind of drama that's happening at the house every day, the amount of talking that's going on behind the scenes. This is bigger than anything that's ever happened in my squash career.
He's been telling me every day, I'm injured, I can't run. Then in the middle of the match, he says, it hurts here. I can't play like that. And then all of a sudden he runs everywhere.
Gamesmanship, talent, whatever you want to call it. The king is the king.
Diego, you had a few match balls there. You had a few opportunities. What are your thoughts? How did that slip away?
I think the refereeing was terrible, to be honest. The blocks were crazy, and no one said anything. So I don't know. I think we're gonna change the refs for next week. No.
Are you, Diego? Are you surprised by Jonathan's approach? You know, with his backyard getting bigger and bigger as the match progressed. Are you surprised, or is that what you're fully expecting going into this?
Hard to answer. He's emotional right now, Graham.
No. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be a hard match, but it's always so hard mentally with this guy. He doesn't stop saying he's injured. This hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
Is it going to be an awkward
next week? Next week I'm gonna destroy this guy. I'm gonna train all week.
That's
good for you.
70%. So I don't know.
And Jonathan,
it gets worse.
If we could just ask you, you missed that double boast on match point. You went down on your knees and you couldn't believe it. You were 0 for 5 on double boast. So why were you so surprised you missed that?
You know, I've always been glory hunting my whole career, so I was match point, and if I pulled off that shot and missed by a hair, it would have been a long week for Diego, and it would have been a lot of talk about that shot. I'm looking more for the glory than the actual victory.
Well, guys, thank you. I just want to say it was a pleasure to be involved. I'm looking forward to next week. It was a battle. There was some great squash. Graham and I had some really good talks emotionally about life, and it was really enjoyable time for us as well. So we wish you guys best of luck. And can I ask for a prediction, Diego? Your prediction for next week?
I think it's going to be really hard for him. I'm going to train so hard and play as hard as I can since the first point, and I don't think he has a chance next week.
There you go. And Jonathan, to you, the king of squash, Dollar Store King, Jonathan Power.
The king is good at practice, but the king shows when it comes down to the real points, the king wins the close games.
And Graham, your thoughts in closing here?
Yeah, just Jonathan, is that the same headband that you were wearing back in the 2000s at every match and every tournament? Is that what we're looking at?
It is. That's part of my tactic. Diego can hardly breathe. The smell is so bad.
Absolutely.
One of my tactics. If he can't breathe through his nose, he gets tired quicker.
Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, guys.
Thank you, both of you.
Thank you very much. And we're going to see everybody.
Thanks, guys.
We're going to see everybody next Saturday. Tune in. Tell your friends. Get on Instagram. Super Squash Saturday. Graham Riding, it's been a pleasure sitting beside you again, the dynamic duo. It's been a few years since we've done this, but what a treat it was been.
Can't wait till next Saturday, Dean, and you take care of yourself.
You take care of yourself as well. And signing off from various parts of the world, Dean Brown, Graham Riding, Super Squash Saturday.
I just missed it by just nothing.